What's up, YouTube world? It's your boy Halucha Lucha, aka Matthew J. Brownlee, and I'm back with another Raw review. I should actually eventually do AEW. I just haven't watched it yet, but right now we're doing Raw, and yeah, Raw was the thing that happened. It was there. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, and we're just gonna get into it. So I kind of missed a little bit of two parts of Raw. I missed the beginning part because I was getting food across the street. I went to Cedar Street. Uh, I got some wings from over there, and I came back. I was like, "Oh snap! It's 8:05. I'm missing Raw." So I think what they did was just like update on Drew McIntyre and just pretty much talked about um, his condition and said that he was gonna defend his title against one of three people. So throughout the show, they had three single qualifying matches, and at the main event, they were going to have a triple threat match, and that winner is going to face Drew McIntyre at Clash of Champions. Dope. And they also announced that Seth Rollins, even though they was announcing it all the whole time, Seth Rollins was gonna face Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio got injured. I think he tore his shoulder or something like that. So instead, it was Seth Rollins versus Dominic Mysterio, Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens, and Keith Lee versus Dolph Ziggler. They also announced Raw Underground stuff as well as the Riot Squad versus the Iconics. The winners move on to have a tag team opportunity for the women's tag team champions, and the loser must disband. It'd be no longer. Okay. All right. So that's the thing we're going to talk about. First things first, Randy Orton comes out to the ring. Pretty much like doesn't even acknowledge what happened. Didn't acknowledge what happened to him at Payback or nothing. He was talking about how people call him entitled to being like being number one contender to face Drew for the championship. He's like, yeah, damn right I am. I am entitled. I shouldn't have to be in a singles match. I shouldn't have to be in a triple threat match later on. I should definitely deserve to just have my rematch against Drew McIntyre. That's what I definitely should do, because I am the most dangerous superstar. And if you don't believe me, ask all the people that I put away. That's why I'm the legend carrier. Edge, Christian, Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, Big Show, you name them, I kicked them. He posts up a picture of them all in a hospital or whatever like that. It was pretty stupid, but it was semi-hilarious because Orton was doing the fakest laugh. It's like, oh, that's good. That's so good. And he was doing like the fakest laugh of all time. It was hilarious. Keith Lee comes out, bask in his glory, for he is limited. I mean, the theme song is still trash, but hey, he got his short shorts back. He's out here. He's lit. So we won't complain. 1 out of 2 ain't bad. All we gotta do is just give it some time. I'm pretty sure they haven't done his theme song yet. They're probably gonna figure it out. They'll probably have it at Clash of Champions. They probably just want to make sure it's really good. So I ain't tripping over it. He's being built strong. He got the short shorts back. We all good. So he comes out to the ramp, into the ring. He was just saying pretty much, yeah, you did all that good stuff, but you're just trying to blow past the fact that I actually beat you, the Legend Killer, the one who is supposed to have been on this roll. So since I'm the one that beat you, I should technically I should be the one that should be number one contender about it. But we ain't gonna argue about it. I'll go on to win this, and then we'll go on in a triple threat and win that. Dolph Ziggler attacks him. Dolph Ziggler attacks him and he kind of pushes him off, and then he hits him with the DDT, the jumping DDT thing, and then their match starts. Uh, it starts how it should. Well, it starts finishes how it should. Keith Lee dominating, Keith Lee winning. But it's kind of hilarious how in this match Dolph Ziggler gave him a run for his money a little longer than what Randy Orton did last night. But we won't complain. Keith Lee wins. He goes on even with injury. I guess that could be a thing where he was injured, he attacked him from behind. He was a little injured, so it took him just a little type longer. Dolph Ziggler was selling for him the pounds he sold from. He did a slingshot to the head to the turnbuckle. He sold that. Dolph. That's what Dolph is there for. He's there to sell stuff. So good on him. And Keith Lee advances, so that's good stuff. I'm probably gonna go out of order because I don't even remember. I saw it a couple hours ago. So if I go out, I'm gonna hopefully get through everything. But if I go out of order, my apologies. So they got that good stuff out the way. What else can I? We'll just talk about it. Randy Orton had his match with Kevin Owens. Before that, Charlie Caruso was gonna get in the ring because they mentioned what happened last week. So they tried to. So Charlie was like, "Oh well, I'm gonna get an interview with Aleister Black," and she's facing this way, and then she doesn't turn. She doesn't know that Randy Orton's there until he closes the door. She turns around, Randy Orton's there. He's looking around, is like, and then he walks away. Charlie was gonna try to get a word with him, but nah, son. So Randy Orton's music comes out, then Kevin Owens comes out. As soon as he comes out, Aleister Black attacks him, elbows him a little bit, Black Mass, throws him in the ring. The referee's like, "Hey, I'm not gonna let you fight." Kevin Owens is like, "Let me fight. I'm gonna fight. I wanna fight." He bell rings. He tries to get some punches on him, backing away, stuff like that. Kevin Owens gives him one good chop, and then RKO 1, 2, 3 is over. It was amazing. It was, "I hear voices in my head. They talk to me. They understand." He wins. That was good stuff. Which wasn't good stuff. This was okay stuff, but it was a little weird. So, they introduced. I think Charlie Caruso introduced the new women's tag team champions, Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. They were like, "Hey, so congratulations. A little rough out there. You weren't really on the same team just before you out, but how did you guys win?" Now it was simple. I told her to stay by my side. Told me to do all the work. And we won. Shayna was like, "Nah, what happened was I told her to mind the business. I fight everybody. I tap them out. You saw what I did with her arms around her neck, and I tap them out by myself." Nia Jax was like, "Well, you only did that because I was weakening them down." She was like, "I'm tag team champion. You just got the other title that's really mine." And then Asuka comes out. She's doing her little dance, and then they're looking at each other. They're looking at Asuka. Was like, "Yo, relax. Who told you to interrupt us? This is our time, not your time." And Asuka starts talking in Japanese. I think she hits Shayna Baszler, and Nia steps up to her like, "Yo, don't be hitting my tag team partner like that. Only I hit my tag team partner like that." And then she goes out to the ring after commercial. She's out to the ring, and she pretty much was like, "Hey, I know you've been wanting a challenge. Who is there anybody you would like to face?" She goes, "Well, I've beaten Nia Jax. I've beaten Sasha. I've beaten Bayley. I've beaten Riot. I've beaten whoever she else's name." She was like, "Nobody's ready for me, but I'm ready for everybody." So in my mind, I'm like, "Well, Shayna Baszler, step on up because she just attacked you, so step on up." Hey, Bianca Belair. I mean, I know there was a thing in NXT, but you didn't mention her. Mickey James comes out. I like Mickey James, but wanted Shayna Baszler because it makes sense because she just attacked Shayna, so Shayna should be out there and be mad. But it didn't happen. But Mickie James comes out and she's like, "Hey, as a former six-time women's champion, nudge nudge, I respect what you're doing with the women's champion. You're one of the greatest women's champions, and I should face you." And then Lana comes out with Natalya, and I was like, "Oh, kill me now." And then she was talking about something about her making Raw better, and how Natalia's the boat or something like that. I wasn't listening. I think she slapped Asuka, like backslapped Natalya, and they were fighting. And I was like, I don't want to see this. So I went to the commercial. I went to use the bathroom. I come back from using the bathroom, and I was like, this match is still going? I was like, what in the world? Asuka's commentary talking a whole bunch of Japanese, which is great. She was just like, yeah. She was like, what do you think of her? I'm ready for anybody. And she just talking in Spanish. She's ignoring all questions that were being asked to her, which is great. And then I think Mickie James just like back kicks Lana for the win. I was like, Apparently there was a segment with Cedric Alexander and the Viking Raiders before that, but I didn't see it. I didn't see what happened, so I do apologize for that. But I knew it was going to be Hurt Business versus Cedric and Viking Raiders because of what the Hurt Business did to them last week on Raw Underground. Speaking of Raw Underground, Shelton Benjamin, double duty, 6-man tag match, and he's facing Apollo at Raw Underground. I was like, all right, yes. And then also, speaking of Raw Underground, Titus O'Neil was out here. He was like, yeah, I'm about to get it. I'm about to start spanking some boots. I was like, all right, yes, Titus Tight Draws. That's what I'm talking about, my boy. He's about to go in there and wreck stuff. We like those. Then after that, they had the Iiconics, Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan tag match. Riott's win, surprise roll up. They were doing a whole bunch of weird roll up things. Ruby got the roll up on my girl Billie Kay, and it was over. So they get their tag team title shot, but the Iiconics are no more. So this is why I don't like this. I don't like this because, and I've said this, the women's tag team division right now is already non-existent. It's already not there. You just got the Riotts back together. You have Shayna and Nia now, who are a weird tag team. Sasha and Bayley is about to be no more. They're not about to be in the title picture anymore. They're not about to be in the tag title division no more. They're about to split up. Maybe Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir, but there might be a weird thing that might happen to them right now. With Shayna Baszler as tag team champion, that's what I meant. You have maybe Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. Maybe Casey Catanzaro and Kaden Carter. So that's really all you have, because I don't think Nikki and their four legit teams are not there no more. Alexa, Nikki Cross, no more. Seems to be no more. Sasha Bayley seems to be no more. Asuka, Kairi Sane, no more. And Iiconics now, no more. So your good tag teams that you have, you're just disbanding them. And now you're one full-fledged good tag team, besides maybe the Riotts, they're not there anymore. And it's like, why do you keep breaking these tag teams apart when you have tag team championships with a little tag team division? Like, it doesn't make sense. But it is what it is. I'm pretty sure they're high on Peyton Royce, so she's gonna probably get a singles push, which she's not beating Asuka, so again, doesn't make any sense. The other person they also say they want to push is Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair wasn't on television, so yep. But the match was fine. I just wish like this thing wasn't. It was like, well, if they lose, they're not a tag team no more. Or even if they just did do it, it'd be like, say, hey, what you did, like they cut a promo and be like, hey, what you guys did was a fluke. We're the best tag team. We've known each other for blah 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 blah. How about we raise the stakes? If we don't beat you guys, we're gonna disband because maybe we shouldn't be together. Something like that. But just to be like, oh yeah, the loser is not a team no more. Like, no, it's like, but it is what it is. So that was a thing. They had the thing with the 6-man tag with Viking Raiders and Cedric Alexander and the Hurt Business. First, MVP had VIP Lounge with Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley. He introduces the new United States champion. He talks about the Hurt Business being booming. He talks about guys like Cedric Alexander and Ricochet not respecting him, but they're going to learn. Bobby Lashley said that he wanted to celebrate his championship win with his boy, but Apollo is out here sneak attacking people. So don't worry, you're gonna get yours. He was like, he said it like cleverly. He was like, you try to get your payback for us at Payback, but you're gonna get yours. Don't worry about it. And Shawn Benjamin was like, yeah, he's gonna act like a punk, so I'm gonna beat him like a punk. But he was like, well, right now we got this 6-man tag match. Cedric Alexander comes out, and then MVP comes. He was like, hey, don't worry about it. He was like, oh, so you changed your mind? He was like, no, you silly goose. I came out here because you guys are all trash, and I don't want nothing to do with you. He was like, well, why didn't you? He was like, well, you're alone. It's us 3 versus you. He was like, I never said I was alone. Everybody turns around. Viking Raiders are there. They beat him up, and 6-man tag match was fine. In the end, Cedric Alexander, I guess he was going to try to tag in the Viking Raiders, but Bobby Lashley and Shawn Benjamin, they come in and they take him down, and you know they brawl and stuff like that. Kind of tries to distract Cedric Alexander a little bit. MVP tries to run and do his running kick. He saw that earlier. He moves out the way, catches him in a pin. 1, 2, 3. And my boy Cedric picks up the win. Okay, Cedric Alexander picks up the win. Yeah. MVP's like, all right, we respect it. And then Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley is mad. They're trying to get him. He's like, whoa, no. Tranquilo. Told him relax. He was like, no, it's all right. Hey, let's go. It's good. He was like, hey, clapping for him. Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin, it was like, okay. Respect. They go out the ring. Cedric is elated. I was like, okay, Cedric, get that W. We like those. Come back from commercial break and they're just beating Cedric Alexander up. He's like, you're going to learn. So what I think happened was before they went to commercial, he said, and they went back there, it was like, hey, Cedric, dude, like, that's a good win. You see, I had my boys. We didn't do anything. I told him to hold back. So we respect you, and we respect you as a competitor. One last chance. Come join the Hurt Business. And my guess is Cedric still said, no way, Jose. And he was like, okay. Get him. And then they beat him up. And then they come to when they come back from commercial, they're in the midst of beating him up because he told them no. That would be my guess, because just randomly beating him up was just weird. And then after they beat him up, like 5 minutes later, Apollo and Ricochet come. He was like, hey, back up. It was like, yeah, I know he wasn't there before, but we're here now. It's like, Ricochet, you're trash. Like, so that was the thing that happened. And then they're still announcing that match. Titus O'Neil with Raw Underground was great. He was in there. He did this like He picked the guy up by his face, like picked him up and like slammed him on the ground. He was punched people, giving elbows. He like beat up 2 people, and then Riddick Moss faced, and they faced Riddick Moss, and then Riddick Moss ain't no. Hey, Riddick Moss is the real deal. Riddick Moss was out here giving them trouble, doing takedowns, like single leg takedowns, and like Titus O'Neil was trying to get out, but Riddick Moss was like, I think Riddick Moss is like amateur, like is an amateur like wrestler, so he's taking him down like multiple times, like he was like punching him, and then Titus O'Neil like tossed him out. They were like fighting out there. He tossed him back in. He was beating him up, and then Riddick Moss like kicked him dead in the dick. He said, "Bow!" right in the dick sack. And he went over there and he just bow, snuffed him right in the face. Oh, that was hilarious. Oh, Titus sold that pretty nicely. He got in, so Riddick Moss ends up winning, but I wouldn't be surprised if next week they did like a legit one-on-one between those two, since Titus O'Neil, 1, faced 2 other competitors, and then 2 got kicked in the balls to get that dub that helped him set up for that right hand. So that was good. That was good stuff. I enjoyed that. Good stuff. Akira Tozawa is no longer 24/7 champion. They did a thing where he was he tried to come in. The guy was like, he was like, who are you? He was like, Akira Tozawa. He's like, you're not on the list. He was like, Akira Tozawa, Ninjas 24/7 champion. He was like, you're not on the list. He got out the car. He was like, the list is blank. The ref was like, took it off. He was like, referee. R-Truth rolls him up 1, 2, 3. 39 time 24/7 champion, which is hilarious. And then Akira Tozawa, and then one of the ninjas tried to beat him up, but he punches him. He runs away. Akira Tozawa like throws the ref in the van, drives away. Leaves a ninja, and he just drives away, chasing after the 24/7 championship, which was hilarious. Dominic versus Rey Mysterio for the final spot in that triple threat match. This was decent. Rey Mysterio had his whole familia, him, Dominic, Mama Mysterio, and Sister Mysterio, who was, all right, I see you, Sister Mysterio, out here looking very pretty, very nice, muy bonita. And he was saying that he wasn't cleared, but you know, if it was anybody that he wanted to be in that match and take his place, would be Dominic. Dominic pretty much says the same promo he's been saying. The match was good though. Dominic is literally getting better and better, like each match he's having. Before that match though, Seth comes out. He comes out with Murphy. He was like, so let's talk about it. You kicked me in my face, and then you got pinned by Dominic. I can't let that happen. I can't have no distractions. You can't distract me from losing this WWE Championship. You out of my ring. You gotta know what you want. Out of my ring. Murphy was like, what? Get out of my ring. He gets out of the ring, and Seth Rollins just slaps on the back of the head. I was like, damn. Murphy's like, oh, word. So he lets him out. Then Dominic attacks Murphy, and then they have the match. Match is decent. Dominic's getting better and better. But of course, as always, you ain't finna beat Seth Rollins. So, you know, he does the 619, goes for the frog splash. Seth goes out the way. Curse stomp, boom, 1, 2, 3. And then for one good measure as he leads after he wins, stomp again. That's what happens, and that was the match. That was a decent match. We liked it. It was pretty good stuff. Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir was in there. Was in Raw Underground. Jessamine Duke beat up this one girl. It was pretty dope. Iiconics are there. Shane McMahon was like, hey, I know you guys lost, but hey, this is Raw Underground. Like, smile, have a good time. And they were like, yeah, you're right. So they're looking. Jessamine Duke's beating up this one girl. and this other girl tried to go in, and then Marina Shafir uh, beats her up, and then she puts her in this submission hold to look cool. And it's like, yeah, how anybody else? And I was like, oh, are we about to get Iiconics and Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke? I was like, oh, all right. And then they were hyping each other up, and then my girl Peyton Royce throws Billie Kay in the Wolves, and they beat her up, and she was like, she just get kicks in the face, and she was like, I ain't want nothing to do with that. I was like, oh, that's not cool. That's not cool at all. But it was hilarious. Tag team match. My boys, Street Profits faced off against Angel Garza and Andrade, with that girl who still also likes Ivar. Yeah, still likes Ivar, but he's there with Angel Garza. Oh, this whole thing was it was a tornado tag match. They had this coaching thing to scout their talents. So Angelo Dawkins was like, "Yeah, this is Andrade. He's tranquilo. He's United States champion. But if somebody who's always tranquilo, why does he always make that? Why he always mean mugging everybody? This guy's supposed to always be tranquilo." He's like Angel Garza, him. He's wealthy, had a question mark. He was like, "Why'd you put wealthy with a question mark?" He was like, He must be wealthy because he has all those roses. He has all those nice expensive jumpsuits. He only wears one of them. And then for Zelina Vega, it said person who poisons and amusement parks with a question mark. He was like, "Why'd you put amusement park?" "Oh, because she's too short to ride on the amusement park rides." I was like, "Oh, you're an idiot," which was actually kind of funny. And they want smoke, so they had the match. It was pretty good match. But then lights flicker, and you know what that means. Retribution, which, by the way, I should point this out too. My boy Scrap Iron Adam Pearce, before the whole show started, was like, "Hey, Retribution, they was here last week, interrupting my main event, and we're not gonna have this happen. So I want all my guards. You gotta post, and if you let them in and something happens, you can be replaced." So Retribution comes out, and Angel Garza is out of there. He takes his bachelor girl, and they're outie. He was like, "Let's go." He just leaves Andrade, the Street Profits, in the ring by themselves. So they're all fighting them, and they get all beat up. And then all the females, which is, I think they said, so Mia Yim is definitely one. I think Mercedes Martinez was one. Even though I know Mercedes Martinez isn't going to be a part of it, but she's just in there. And I think there's one more person who's in it. I don't remember. I think it's what is her name? Miriam. Oh, Chelsea Green, but I don't know if Chelsea Green was there actually tonight. And it's all led by Dijak. You can tell, yeah, that's right. It's Dijak. It's me. So Dijak is out there directing traffic. So he beats all of them. All of them beat them. Those three up. All the girls beat up Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega didn't go out like no punk though. She was throwing She was throwing fists out there, and come back to commercial, and I think the girl from Bachelor, I don't think she called them Retribution. I think she called it like registration or retaliation. She called it something else, and it was kind of funny. It was like, it's kind of sad that you left them all there by yourself. He's like, don't worry with me, sweet. He's like, they're all trained professionals. They're okay. I just worry about you. I just want to make sure that you okay. And she was like, she started smiling, and then they turn around, and Retribution comes out. Retribution beating somebody up, and then Angel Garza just dips on her, just leaves her in the dust. I was like, no. I was like, he ain't shit. No, you didn't just do that. And then she didn't know what to do, so she was like, and then she just runs away. I was like, that's hilarious. Angel Garza ain't shit. That was like that was the best part of the whole retribution thing. Angel Garza just leaves her. That's funny stuff. So the Raw Underground stuff finishes with Apollo hyping up Cedric Alexander and Ricochet. Cedric Alexander, he's like all hurt. He got beat up like all night, but he was like pumping each other up. It's like there's three of us. We're real friends. It's like they're just in it for the money. We're gonna show you what friendship is, and they all get destroyed. They get beat up, tore up to the flow up. Yeah. Senator Benjamin grabs Apollo and he knocks him out into the Hurt Business, who they start jumping him, and then Ricochet and Cedric Alexander get involved, and they get mollywopped, and it's over. Shelton Benjamin beats Apollo, and another week and business is booming. Hey, I kind of dig it though. Just let Raw Underground. I want Bobby Lashley to defend the United States Championship inside Raw Underground. I just want to see him just like overpower and beat up everybody at Raw Underground. That'd be great stuff. I'd like to see that. That would be something that'd be cool. Main event, triple threat match: Randy Orton, Seth Rollins, and Keith Lee. This is just showing off Keith Lee's power. Pretty much is what it is. They have a plan to gang up on Keith Lee, and then they're about to do it, and Randy Orton just rolls out the ring, and then he was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" He was like, You just said we're supposed to do it together." He's like, "Ah, you got it," and then he's sizing them up, and then Seth Rollins rolls out the ring. He was like, "What are you doing, man? You said we were in this together." Randy Orton hilariously says, "Man, yeah, I just had a match. I was like, I'm tired for that match I had earlier." Like Randy, which is hilarious. And then Keith Lee picks up Seth Rollins by the hair. He does his stuff. Randy Orton comes in. He knocks them both down. He Irish whips both of them. They try to pick them up over the ropes. He hits them both, and then he like springboards over the ring. A lot of good stuff. They double team Keith Lee eventually. They knock him out the ring. Seth Rollins knees Keith Lee in the face while Randy Orton like does the pickup, and slams him on an announce table. They throw him back in, and Randy Orton, in the most animated way, DDTs Seth Rollins outside. Keith Lee gives a nice pounce to Randy Orton, which he sells. He like flies across the ring. He like tosses Seth Rollins over the announce table. A lot of good stuff in here. When he does that, Seth Rollins tries to curb stomp Keith Lee. Keith Lee, big old spirit bomb on Seth Rollins. RKO to Keith Lee, but Randy Orton smart, doesn't pin Keith Lee because he knows Spirit Bomb is really strong right now. 8-9 seconds come by, and he pins Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins does not kick out. 1, 2, 3. Randy Orton wins, and he is going to face Drew McIntyre at Clash of Champions. So yeah, so I'm not mad at this show. This show is decent. I didn't like the thing. I didn't enjoy any of the. Really, I didn't really like any of the women's segments like that. Suffering from Sasha and Bailey big time, but Asuka was probably the best part of the women's this week. They had the nice thing with her and Shayna and Nia, and I thought Nia was going to answer the challenge, but it was just Mickie James, and it was like a nothing match. The Riot Squad versus Iiconics, it was fine, but shouldn't really be not having any tag teams in that division right now. The stuff from Raw Underground was good stuff. Retribution attacking was pretty decent. Angel Garza running away like a child was hilarious. Dominic is improvement. Hurt Business is booming. Keith Lee is still strong. So yeah, not a bad show. I give this show a solid B, a nice B. Um, the women's division is in need of some star power. So maybe after Clash of Champions, maybe she takes out Natalia and Mickey James at the same time, and maybe they bring Asuka to like Bianca Belair or Shayna Baszler or something, and like start picking that women's division up because without Sasha and Bailey, it's a no go. The tag team division is fine for right now. Interested to see if Cedric Alexander is actually going to eventually join Hurt Business because it seems like that's what it's going to, and I'd be completely fine with that. You ditch the 24/7 junk and you put Cedric and Shelton Benjamin as a tag team while Bobby Lashley is United States champion. Yes, please. Or even put him in like give him the cruiserweight championship, and maybe he could defend the cruiserweight champion throughout all the brands as the Hurt Business. That could be something. Like maybe he'd be able to feud with Ali and feud with Ricochet and stuff. Maybe. Oh man, oh man, I just thought of something great. Oh my goodness. Anyways, so that's that. Raw was decent. We'll see what happens. I'll talk to you guys next time. I'm out.